Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. In the kitchen of a grand mansion, a girl sat clutching a knife. Her name was Isabel. She was not pretty. She held the knife's blade over the flames of a fire burning in the hearth. Behind her, sprawled half-conscious in another chair, was her sister Octavia. Octavia's face was deathly pale. Her eyes were closed. The once white stocking covering her right foot was crimson with blood. Adelie, the sister's old nursemaid, peeled it off and gasped. Octavia's heel was gone. Blood dripped from the ugly wound where it used to be and pooled on the floor. Though she tried to hold it in, a moan of pain escaped her. "Hush, Tavi," Maman scolded. "The prince will hear you. Just because your chances are ruined doesn't mean your sister's must be." Maman was the girl's mother. She was standing by the sink, rinsing blood out of a glass slipper. The prince had come searching for the one who'd worn it. He danced all night with a beautiful girl at a masquerade ball 3 days ago and had fallen in love with her. But at the stroke of midnight, the girl had run away, leaving only a glass slipper behind. He would marry the girl who'd worn it. He vowed, her and no other. Maman was determined that one of her daughters would be that girl. She'd greeted the royal party in the foyer and requested that Isabel and Octavia be allowed to try the slipper on in privacy, in deference to their maiden modesty. The prince had agreed. The Grand Duke had held out a velvet pillow. The man had carefully lifted the slipper off of it and carried it to the kitchen. Her daughters had followed her. "We should have heated the blade for Tavi," Maman fretted now. "Why didn't I think of it? Heat sears the vessels. It stops the bleeding. Ah, well, it will go better for you, Isabel." Isabel swallowed. "But, Maman, how will I walk?" she asked in a small voice. "Silly girl! You will ride in a golden carriage. Servants will lift you in and out." Flames licked the silver blade. It grew red. Isabel's large eyes grew with fear. She thought of a stallion, lost to her now, that she had once loved. "But, Maman, how will I gallop through the forest?" "The time has come to put childish pursuits aside," Maman had said, drying the slipper. "I've bankrupted myself trying to attract suitors for you and your sister. Pretty gowns and fine jewels cost a fortune. A girl's only hope in life is to make a good marriage, and there's no finer match than the Prince of France." "I can't do it," Isabel whispered. "I can't." Maman put the slipper down. She walked to the hearth and took Isabel's face in her hands. "Listen to me, child, and listen well. Love is pain. Love is sacrifice. The sooner you learn that, the better." Isabel squeezed her eyes shut. She shook her head. Maman released her. She was silent for a bit. When she finally spoke again, her voice was cold, but her words were scalding. "You are ugly, Isabel. Dull, lumpy as a dumpling. I could not even convince the schoolmaster's knock-kneed clod of a son to marry you. Now a prince waits on the other side of the door. A prince, Isabel! And all you have to do to make him yours is cut off a few toes. Just a few useless little toes." Maman wielded shame like an assassin wields a dagger, driving it straight into her victim's heart. She would win. She always won. Isabel knew that. How many times had she cut away parts of herself at her mother's demand? The part that laughed too loudly, that rode too fast and jumped too high. The part that wished for a second helping, more gravy, a bigger slice of cake. "If I marry the prince, I will be a princess," Isabel thought, "and one day a queen, and no one will dare call me ugly ever again." She opened her eyes. "Good girl. Be brave. Be quick," Maman said. "Cut at the joint." Isabel pulled the blade from the flames and tried to forget the rest. The little toe was the hardest, which didn't come as a surprise. It's often the small things that hurt the most. A cold glance, a cutting word, laughter that stops when you enter the room. "Keep going," Maman urged. "Think of what we will gain. A prince for you, perhaps a duke for Tavi, a home for us all in the palace." Isabel heard the desperation in her mother's voice. She knew that the dressmaker had cut off their credit and that the butcher had sent a boy to the house with an overdue bill. She tightened her grip on the knife and finished what she started. The blinding pain, the smell of seared flesh, and the sight of her own toes lying on the hearth were so horrible that for a few seconds Isabel was certain she would faint. But then Adelie was at her side with gentle hands and soothing words. A wad of soft cotton was brought, a fresh white stocking, brandy, and the glass slipper. The man handed it to her. "Put it on. Hurry," she said. Isabel took it. It was heavy in her hands and cold to the touch. As she slid her foot into it, pain bit into her, sharp-toothed and savage. It moved up her leg and through her body until she felt as if she were being eaten alive. The blood drained from her face. She closed her eyes and gripped the arms of the chair. And yet, when Maman demanded that she get up, Isabel did. She opened her eyes, took a deep breath, and stood. Isabel could do this impossible thing because she had a gift far more valuable than a pretty face or dainty feet. Isabel had a strong will. She did not know this, and that this was a good thing for a girl to have, because everyone had always told her it was a terrible thing. Everyone said a girl with a strong will would come to a bad end. Everyone said a girl's will must be bent to the wishes of those who know what's best for her. Isabel was young, only 16. She had not yet learned that everyone is a fool.